Raiders of the Lost Diamond, a look into baseball's past.
And so we are back here for the first time on Raiders of the Lost Diamond with our very own baseball archaeologist, Andrew Nelson. Andrew, I've got a Smittix. I started drinking it last segment. This is what we're doing now. And I'm excited for you to tell us a little bit about some Irish baseball. But first, what are you wearing?
I am wearing a baseballism lucky baseball hat in honor of St. Patrick's Day. You can see the four-leaf clover containing a baseball. And then for extra green, I've got my 2020 What the Shuck Cedar Rapids Colonels shirt.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And I introduced it last segment. This is it's a shirt from the Irish American Baseball Society that says "Top of the Inning" to you.
Nice.
And the Chicago Dogs. So what do we have today for Raiders?
Well, faith and Pecora, Jim. It's time for green beer, green diamonds, and talking of vaguely Irish-themed baseball teams. Today we're headed down south to Alabama to learn about the Selma Cloverleafs.
Oh.
As with many minor league towns, Selma has a history of teams with distinctive names. The first professional baseball team in Selma took the field as the Christians in the Class B Southern Association in 1901. That team only lasted one season and was followed by another one-season effort by the Selma YMCA team of the unclassified Alabama-Georgia League in 1903.
Okay.
The Selma Centralites had a little more staying power, staying in the Class D Southeastern and Cotton States League from 1911 to 1913. And the following year, the River Rats roamed the Selma Diamond as part of the Class D Georgia-Alabama League. Baseball took a break from Selma for a few years, and it returned in 1927 and would stay for a few more decades this time. The first of the new clubs to call Selma home were the creatively named Selmians of the Class B Southeastern League. In 1928, the local Selma Nine would finally settle on the moniker under which they would play for decades, the Cloverleafs. They spotted a green-trimmed white uniform with a large shamrock on the chest, and that's why we're talking about them today. The Cloverleafs continued to compete as members of the Southeastern League, capturing a championship in 1930. That pennant-winning team was led by first baseman Rip Radcliffe, who hit .369 with 15 homers over 132 games. Radcliffe would go on to an 11-year career as a major league journeyman with the Chicago White Sox, St. Louis Browns, and Detroit Tigers.
Oh.
Selma picked up an affiliation with the Boston Red Sox and Washington Senators, two teams at once.
Of course.
Of course. In 1937, and the Senators again from 1940 to 41. They also were affiliated with Pittsburgh Pirates from 1946 to 47, and the Chicago Cubs from 1948 to 49. The club's luck ran out after the 1950 season, and unfortunately they ceased operations. They wouldn't be gone for too long, though.
The luck ran out, Andrew? That's what we're doing?
That's my level of dad humor.
I'm into it.
The Cloverleafs would be reborn in 1957 as members of the Class D Alabama-Florida League. This team was considerably more fortunate than their predecessors, at least on the field. They had affiliations with the Philadelphia Phillies in their first year and the Kansas City Athletics in 1958. More green. Their greatest period of success would come as a Cleveland Indians farm team, winning championships in 1959, 61, and 62.
Oh, wow.
The 1959 Cloverleafs were anchored by shortstop Max Alvis and third baseman Larry Brown, who would both go on to play decent stretches for the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Future Indians and Texans journeyman pitcher Steve Hargan took the mound for Selma in 1961. Finally, future Rookie of the Year and 3-time Manager of the Year, Lou Piniella, patrolled the outfield for the Cloverleafs in 1962.
Wow.
He batted .270, knocked in 8 home runs over 70 games for the Cloverleafs. Sadly for the city of Selma, 1962 was their last year of affiliated Major League Ball, and the Cloverleafs packed up shop. After a long absence again, the Cloverleaf name was brought back to life in Selma as a member of the Independent Southeastern League in 2002.
Oh.
The new Cloverleafs featured a snarling shamrock on their uniforms and held a theme night honoring people who had played for or been involved with the teams that played in the 1950s and 1960s on June 25th of 2002. Sadly, the Selma Nine were only able to finish the season with a 29-29 record and didn't make enough money for their owner to put up the $100,000 safety net that the league required for them to rejoin the league in the 2003 season.
Oh.
The Cloverleafs would play as a traveling team in 2003. They had one last notable chapter in their history when they grabbed national media attention by signing Ted Williams' son, John Henry Williams. The Cloverleafs' luck ran out for good, and they folded after the 2003 season.
The theme night you talked about reminded me of that scene in Major League where they were having like a longevity night, where if you were alive that last time they actually won a pennant, you could go to the game for free.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like they picked up anybody who had any kind of link at all. If you'd sold programs or gone to games or been involved with the team in some capacity, they wanted you back. They needed to drum up excitement and ticket sales and all that, and unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Yeah, and it's interesting because one doesn't think of, if I think bastions of Irish heritage, I don't think Alabama,
No.
which I think makes it interesting. Andrew, I'm looking forward to this season, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
you've got some gems ready for us to dig up as we get going.
I've got a couple of research projects I'm already started on. A couple of regional teams that I actually have physical books to work from rather than just my internet search foo. But it should be some interesting topics we're covering this year.